Hi everyone, Sarah here from Leeds Golf Centre and Sports Rehabilitation Leeds. I hope you're all well. I am just going to do a video for a few different exercises you can do while you switch your car on. So I've done a previous video on how to switch your car on, so if you've not seen that yet, please have a look, but I will run through a few keynotes now as well. But the idea of your car, if you have a strong car, it can support your back. If you manage to switch your car on when you're picking something heavy up from the floor, when you're doing loading the dishwasher, when you're loading the washing machine, during a golf swing, it can really help protect those discs in your lower back, because obviously your back is being supported from the front and the back, and so it kind of envelopes your spine. If you think about it as all encompassing, it just really helps to support that lower back. So a few different exercises you can do. I either lay on the floor, lay in the bed. You can do this obviously anywhere. You can do it throughout the day, morning and an evening if that's easier, if that's when you're up near your bedroom, totally fine. Okay, so lay on the floor. Now, fingers on the points either side, so just on the inside of your pelvis. And then what I want you to do is concentrate on contracting that muscle in there, okay? So it's just a contraction. It's kind of, sometimes you have to laugh to get it going, and that's what some people need to do, and that's totally fine. But all I want you to do is contract under your fingers and hold that contraction on. Don't forget to breathe, because breathing is important. Okay, so once you've got the contraction on, what I want you to do is slide one leg out, keeping this contraction in your pelvis. Now the idea is we're trying to get your limbs moving to encourage, when you're like through day-to-day life, you'll be able to switch your core on and do movements as well. So keep your core switched on and let your legs slide out and back. Now what I don't want is you to go too far and then your back shift up, because we don't want this pelvis to move at all. So only go as far as you can without your back shifting off the floor, and then come back. It might not be very far, it might only be to there, and that's totally fine, but as long as you're keeping your core switched on, that's all we need. And it does become easier, I promise. Like, obviously I've been doing this quite a long time and I've been teaching people quite a long time, so just stick with it. If you can't keep it contracted, just keep switching it off and back on again, and that's just as good as if you're keeping it on, and it'll take no time at all for you to get better at it. Okay, the next one that I want you to do is, I don't know if you can see from there, so I'll just move to this angle. Okay, so switch on again, and then I just want you to let one knee drop out to the side while keeping your pelvis quite still, and then back in. Make sure your core's switched on and let one hip drop out. So it's quite difficult to do it and keep everything steady. And again, I don't want you to just let your hip drop all the way to the side, because that's not what we want. We want it tight, controlled, and as soon as you feel you've gone too far and you can't control it, bring it back and go the other way again. The whole time, have your hands on your pelvis, and then keep switching your core on and off if you need, to make sure that you know your core is on. Okay, last one, which you might all have done before, but this is quite a nice one. Again, hands on your core, so you know whether or not it's switched on. Then what I want you to do is tuck your feet in quite close to your bottom. Then I want you to tense your core and roll each vertebrae at a time off into a bridge position. And when you're in this position, really tighten your glutes, as well as trying to keep your core on. Now this one is quite difficult to keep your core switched on, which is fine. Roll back down, roll your pelvis back to neutral. So again, tilt your pelvis back, roll as if you're rolling each vertebrae off the floor one at a time, and then really tense your glutes when you're at the top. And then again, roll back down, one vertebrae at a time. Okay, so roll, squeeze, roll, neutral. Again, try and keep your core switched on the whole time. Do 5 or 10 to begin with, depending on your activity level. If it's too easy, you can do a few more. If it's not easy at all, if you're finding it difficult, only do 2 or 3 to begin with. The idea is we want your core switched on when you're doing all these exercises, and that in itself will be quite tiring. So even though it might only be you're doing it for 8 to 10 minutes, you will feel quite, I mean, I sound like I'm quite out of breath already, and I've only been just showing you how to do it. So take it easy. The idea is switching your core on and keeping your core switched on while you're doing these movements, and that is the key to strengthening up that whole like lower back abdominal area. Hope that helps.